Hello and welcome along to another episode of Robin and Jane in the Stalls. And this week we're off to East Belfast for a play that takes place on a Gaelic football pitch in the middle of East Belfast. I didn't even know there was one. We meet three unlikely friends who have their own thoughts on what would happen if a referendum happened and we ended up with a united Ireland. We're talking about the pitch that runs at Belfast Lyric Theatre through until Sunday. Jane, we were there, and I have to say, after a horrendous journey to get to the Lyric last night to see the play, and then arriving at the Lyric and finding there's no Portuguese wine anymore.
Shocking.
Shocking, isn't it? Shocking.
We need counselling, frankly.
I do after that. Jimmy, sort the wine out, come on. But anyway, we went into the Northern Theatre to see the pitch, and I'm glad I was there, because I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm very glad I was there, and it kicked off, see what I did there, with this meeting between two young men from either side of the sectarian divide. And it's what was really clever about Philip Catherwood's play, I think, is the way it interweaves the relationships between the three characters and the relationship between Northern Ireland and the South. So there's a kind of echo, really, and it ends actually with the two young men who've had their falling out. I won't say why. I won't do a spoiler alert. No, I can't do a spoiler alert on this one, no. Who had a falling out, but they reach a rapprochement, and it's very much like the two halves of Ireland, of the island of Ireland, who are reaching a rapprochement. It's not going to be a love affair, so it's not a love-in, but it's a friendship, and it's going to be ongoing, so there's hope at the end.
And of course, it deals with big topics as to what would happen if there was a united Ireland. Like, for example, what would happen with a packet of potato, cheese and onion crisps? What colour would they be? Would they be yellow or would they be red? I didn't know there was two different colours.
I didn't know, and apparently the potato looks more like a potato on the Southern Irish packet as well.
Yeah.
And do they taste different? I mean, we need to know. Different potatoes will be used.
We need to try this,
there are
don't
many
we?
questions here. And another big question was, which team of football players would be the national team? Or could they combine? Because my other half is always saying that Ireland would have a much better chance, or Northern Ireland, if they combine the two football teams. There's a thought. There's a thought. And which theatre would be the national theatre? Now, would it be the Abbey, or would it be our beloved Lyric Theatre?
Exactly.
Now, there's another important question. Or would they share it?
Well, you see, now that could be us in trouble again this week. That's you're stirring debate, Jane.
I am,
out there
indeed.
Amongst them, you're stirring debate. Now, what about the cast in this play as well? Because three young actors, I haven't seen them on stage before, but these are definitely going to be three people who we'll see a lot more of in the near future.
Oh, we will. I love James Grimm as Robbie, the non-Gaelic player who is introduced to the game by his friend Jake Douglas as Deren.
Yeah.
Now, Jake Douglas, I thought, was absolutely outstanding.
He was.
He went on a journey. We went with him, and he was also rather good with the football too. Actually, I noticed. So that was impressive. And then we have Melissa, Robbie's sister, played brilliantly by Deren de Mayo, and she was exquisite, talking about her problems with young men, and she was going to make one of them who treated one of her friends badly fall in love with her. And then she was going to reject him, and of course it didn't work out because she fell for him and he rejected her, as you might almost expect. But she gave that teenage angst a real edge and a real warmth too. No, I loved it actually.
So Diane, as well as being great actors, they had to be good at football as well. And then there's a big movement piece that suddenly pops up in the middle to get through the passage of time, and they have to be able to almost dance as well, don't they?
Yes, they have almost to dance, and the lighting did something very interesting. And I like the set. The green, I mean, it was a football pitch, you know, with a goal. And of course, the goal has to be changed when it becomes a Gaelic, or should we say Gaelic football pitch? I never know.
I want to mention Philip Catherwood as well, the guy who wrote the play, originally from East Belfast, now based in London, doing quite a lot of stuff over there as well. But this is the show, I think, that will probably launch him throughout Ireland.
Oh, I think so. I think this could travel to Deren, it could travel to Dublin, and it will spark debate about when there will be a referendum and what might the outcome be, and then how will it affect people, and how will it affect the unionist community, who I sense, and there was a lot of anger in this too, I sense that the unionist community does feel that maybe it's on a losing wicket, and that there is a lot of resentment, and I can understand that.
Indeed. So the pitch runs at the Lyric here in Belfast through until Sunday. It's time now for us to make up our final decisions on what we thought of the play. As always, we score out of 5, and we score using something connected to the play. So it's got to be a football, Jane.
It has. So I'm bracing myself now for the penalty shootout, and I'm going to give it 4.5 footballs.
Brilliant. Well, do you know what? I'm glad I went to see it as well, and I think you should go and see it as well. So I'm going to agree with you, Jane. I'm going to give it 4.5 footballs too. So there we go. That's the pitch. If you've been to see it, let us know your thoughts. And of course, if you've been to the theatre to see anything else, join us over on our social media pages and let us know your thoughts. Of course, also running at the Lyric at the moment, right through until the 12th of October, is Dear Arabella, of course, which we reviewed earlier on this week, starring Joanne Crawford, Katie Tumulty and Jane Weisner. Also worth checking out. And of course, we'll see you back in the stalls, back at the Lyric with hopefully a glass of Portuguese wine sometime very soon.
Goodbye.